All right, guys, what is going on? This is episode 592 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And if you want any Georgia Southern talk, check out my last episode if you haven't already. I talked extensively about Georgia Southern and some great talent coming into Georgia Southern, as well as the first few games on the schedule. So if you want to check that out, I highly would appreciate it if you haven't already. And come back and watch this episode, because today we're going to talk about these articles that I keep seeing, and I'm not going to link them because I'm tired of seeing them over and over again. Some early as of a couple hours ago, that they keep talking about Ryan Tannehill possibly being traded to the Falcons. Now, I don't know what in the world Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot are doing. Most of the moves they make pretty much come out of nowhere. But I know one thing: they've committed to Desmond Ridder. And they need to keep it at that. I firmly believe deep down right now, I believe that Desmond Ridder is better than Ryan Tannehill. Now, I know some people may not think that. They may think I'm crazy or whatever. I don't care. I will take my chances with Desmond Ridder. And we're going to talk about that. If this is your first time here, welcome. I could be found on YouTube and Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. You can find me on Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframerates.com. I say this every episode, but I really mean it. I thank you guys for the continued support. You guys are absolutely amazing. You know, the numbers constantly be moving in the right direction, and it's all thanks to you guys. Getting great feedback from you guys every time I post an episode, whether it be on Twitter or if it be on, in the comment section on YouTube. I really thank y'all. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm looking at my computer over here, one of my monitors, and every time, at least for the past, I can say every time, at least for the past couple of weeks, it's been at least one article out there saying something about the Falcons should trade for Ryan Tannehill. They've been saying it for months now, and I'm really getting tired of it. Look, I want to give Desmond Ridder a chance. I think we should give him a fair one, especially after the 4 games that we saw. He did not look that bad. He actually looked pretty decent. And I'm here for it. I'm okay with giving this guy a shot. Bringing Ryan Tannehill in will be a disaster. Yeah, he may know the offense or whatever the case may be, but you're probably looking at the second coming of Marcus Mariota. And I'm not joking. I think this guy has fallen all the way off. He actually had a pretty decent season a few years ago, but last year it's basically been pedestrian numbers. You got the same type of numbers basically out of Marcus Mariota if you really look at it. So, and not on top of that, when you look at Ryan Tannehill is known for, getting, blowing big games. And I know people going to say, oh, you're the Falcons, you're used to that. No, we're trying to get away from that. So we're not even going to try to even talk or discuss about that. I think we're in the right direction. We're moving in the right direction, and we don't need another 10-year vet coming in trying to make things work for him, because he's stuck in his ways at this point. And if you saw him in the AFC Championship game when he threw like 2 or 3 pick sixes or something like that, and the other game when they played against I think they were in Kansas City and they ended up losing that game. No, we don't need that. We're good at quarterback. We may not be elite, we may not be top tier, we may not even be average, but we're good because we're still in a work in progress as far as moving all of these pieces into one place to get things in moving in the right direction. And I feel like Desmond Ridder right now, considering all the pieces that are on the table and the quarterbacks that are out there, I feel like Desmond Ridder give us the best chance to win. So let us deal with that. Let us go through the growing pains of having, him go through the whole situation of learning how to be an NFL pro. I take my chances on that over bringing Ryan Tannehill in and his contract problems, because he has a huge contract as well. And then you got to deal with trying to move that around when we just got out of cap hell once again. Not only, this is not like a Lamar Jackson situation. Lamar Jackson, you get that contract, but you know what you're getting. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that it was a home run hit, but the dude has talent. I'm not going to put that past anybody. But do you want to get one man with all that talent and you're not able to sign all the people that we just signed? So that was my whole argument. And you do this now, Ryan Tannehill. Yeah, they probably got to restructure some things, but you're still going to you're still going to pay this guy more than what he's worth, in my opinion. After 10 years and after the 2020 season, Hell, even the 2019 season, he looked pretty good. 22-6 as far as interceptions, 33-7 in 2020. And then, after that, it was good, pedestrian 21-14 as far as touchdowns and interceptions. And then you look at 2022 was 13-6. And I think 2021, I can't remember. It was one of those years. I don't know if it was 2020, one of those years when he threw 3 or 4 pick sixes or something. It was something crazy. He kept throwing the ball to the other team. And that was their chance to actually go to the Super Bowl. I mean, I think the Titans was on their way, and he got it in their way. It's one of the reasons why they ended up drafting Will Levis. So it's like, what are we doing here? Yeah, we got Desmond Ridder. We're going to have Taylor Heineke, and I think we're good. We're gonna able to put another quarterback on the roster without taking up a roster spot. With the new CBA rules, which I think is awesome. I don't know if that goes into effect this year or not, but that's still awesome. And you be able to develop whoever you want to in the background. So even if Desmond Ridder don't pan out, we can still develop somebody, probably get Taylor Heineke a shot, or just draft someone else. So the Falcons are in a good spot, man. I mean, a lot of people don't want to admit it. A lot of people, trying to police who can be, what type of fan for the Falcons. Man, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but do what you feel is right as far as a Falcons fan. You want to root for the team no matter what, that's all that matters. And my thing is, I don't care if it was Taylor Heineke at the helm, Desmond Ridder, Chase Bryce. It doesn't matter. It could be any of these guys. I'm still going to root for them. But one thing I don't want to do, I don't want to root for a guy who I know that's, his stock is low. I don't want to root for that guy. I don't want to have to reluctantly root for a guy that I know that his stock is not back on the rise anymore. Now, albeit in 2022, he did throw for 13-6, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Not too bad, threw for 2,500 yards. I'm okay with those numbers, but with the way this team is set up, I'm taking my chances getting a young quarterback in there, and maybe he'll be the next quarterback for the next 10, 15 years. You already got this guy here 10 years with Tannehill, and I'm just not rocking with it. I'm good on that. Finally, before I get out of here, I want to say this. I cannot stress this enough. I love what the Falcons have done this offseason. I really do. They've put people around this young quarterback to do some things. And at the end of the day, when you're really looking at the big picture of it all, you really couldn't ask for more than that. I mean, you're dealing with a coaching staff and a front office that, for all intents and purposes, they know what they're doing. I can't think of one head scratcher yet. I've seen on Twitter a while, it was a couple of days ago, where somebody was kind of questioning the Mac Hollins trade. And I get it. A lot of people they don't want a bunch of possession receivers. And I understand that. But at the same time, we just got Scotty Miller. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like we're always trying to find something to nitpick at. And I don't really want to go at the fans. That whole rabbit hole I don't want to deal with. But we have to understand that I think this team is in a really good spot. Got a young quarterback. You got a young nucleus on offense. You got a middle, I ain't gonna say middle of the road, but as far as age wise and experience, you got a middle of the road team that has some veterans and some rookies, some young guys, some old guys. They can learn from one another. And what this defensive coordinator for the Falcons, our new defensive coordinator, I think he's gonna have things shaking. I think he's gonna have some things going. I don't know what the win-loss record is going to be, but if we went 7-10 last year with the team we had last year, I don't see us going anything less than double digits, like 10 wins or more. I just don't see it. And the schedule is looking pretty favorable, but once again, that's the NFL. You never know who's good and who's bad. Some people already got us writing us off once again to be under 5 games. They did that 2 years in a row and we ended up winning 7. Now with the team with more money and more talent, logically you would think that that's going to be a better result this go round. And at the end of the day, I want Desmond Ridder to be the quarterback to lead that campaign. I want him to be here so he can learn and be a better quarterback. I want him to be up there with the elites. And I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but if anything, I think we should give him a chance compared to bringing another veteran in or, put another veteran under center and flopping all over the place. No disrespect to Matt Ryan. I mean, he had a bad deal with us this last year here, but it just wasn't going to work out. Even with the offense that we had, it wasn't catered to him. Marcus Mariota, where do I start? Desmond Ridder came in and looked pretty decent. Let's give him a shot. Let's see what he can do. I think that's fair. No to Ryan Tannehill. We are good on Ryan Tannehill. Don't need him. We don't need to trade for him. We don't need to give up any assets for him. We don't need to pay him. Let that be the Titans' problem. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is crazy? I absolutely think this is crazy. I don't know why these articles keep popping up. No, I'm not going to put the link to in the description for any of these articles. Just go look them up yourself. Some of them are low tier articles or websites, and some of them is a prominent one. It's a big name website that put it out there not too long ago, and it's getting old. I can be found on YouTube. And Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys once again. I can be found on Twitter at VFBaller, and the website is firstandframeries.com. I will see you guys on Friday evening. Thank you guys for another great week, and hopefully that continues to go through the weekend. But we got to get there first. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy, and y'all be blessed. Peace.